I gotta be the nicest. I can get it cracking in a crisis. Exciting, I'm all about the money, but the life I live is priceless. We can fly together, no united. You tried it, I did it though.
So Long Beach, I'm calling. It's too late.
I mean, it's 9. I didn't even yesterday for some reason, and he's like, I'll hit you back, and I never did.
Hey, yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Shawn, and you are tuned into episode 1 of the Bolts and Boards podcast, live from the RVA Boombox. You heard?
Just a little bit. Nah, put it down, and then just turn it up, dim it up, right next to the switch. A little.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Put it down.
Nah, up a little bit.
Right. A little bit lower. Right there, that's good.
Yeah.
Somebody coming in?
Hey, can you shut that door?
Thank you, Juan.
Can you shut the door?
No, but we think it's your wife, though.
Send her the message.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Close that motherfucker and
Close the door. Nay.
You know what I mean?
But I think it's your wife.
Wait, yo. Shit, my wife, I know what I do. I went to close the door, I know that.
Yeah, hell nah. That's not an option. Close the door. What? You on the couch. You crawling before you walk, man.
We gotta start. Right. It's organic. You know what I'm saying?
Follow the brand, man. Wash Ave, Washington Avenue Skateboarding on Instagram, man. Wash Ave _SB. Follow the RVA Boombox on Instagram. The RVA Boombox on Instagram.
All platforms.
All platforms, you heard? Don't ever forget that. You know what I'm saying? Follow us. Not too close. Follow Bolts and Boards Pod on Instagram as well. Just made that. About 12 followers. Mm-hmm. Relax. Relax. You heard? Relax. It'll come.
Like, you're the first person that's actually been like, all right, yeah, let me do a show.
That's what I'm saying.
And like, came through and actually did it.
What you talking about?
I got a lot of people that are like, you know.
No, bro. As busy as I am, if I say I'm coming, I'm coming.
Right.
Fuck. Most of the time, I won't be able to make it. I'm like, damn, man. I tried. I tried. You know what I'm saying? But one thing's for sure, man. I don't play with nobody's time, man.
Thanks and praises, man.
Nah, I don't play with nobody's time, man. You can't do that. That's just disrespectful.
Yeah, that's a strong form of respect. When
Yeah,
you respect the time.
for sure. I mean, because you can't get it back.
Right.
You can't get it back at all. You can't get it back. Bolts and Boards. You heard episode 1. I got a whole album. Oh, Gray. Something called Gray. You know, this is my last name. I'm the last Gray. I got.
How you spell it?
Gray.
My last name Gray too.
You look.
My family Gray.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all both from New York?
Nah, Gray clan, man. By old people from like Arkansas and shit though.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, if I did far enough, you probably over there too.
Yo, I don't think I got a submission. Did you submit it?
Did I submit it? It'll be submitted.
Come on, man.
Right now. Matter of fact, I'll forward the email. Talk about submit.
Nah, we just got we have a form. I know that people don't want to take the time to do the form, but when we get it like that, we can put the shit into a dump. Like, I ain't gotta, with the cover art, get your cover art, your featured artist. Put it in that certain template and fill out certain fields. It puts everything in, so it'll actually match what you have on iTunes.
You gonna scratch me up?
Nah.
Oh, I'm about to say, put the.
Hey, my man over here might be able to.
You gonna put the non-mean on it?
Yeah. Fuck with the one.
Put the joint on there. Run it back from the tip top from 0.0.
Beat it up.
Hold on, let me cut it up a little bit. Hold on.
This the new improved Wayne and Nikki. You know I got this the new improved Wayne and Nikki. Improved Wayne, this the new improved Wayne. This the new improved Wayne and Nikki. You know I got a girl, so I prefer you leave no hickeys. It's get real sticky, deal with me. She wanna get real trippy, ill hippie, still shifty. Put her on ice after she chill with me. Still crazy, ever since I'm still crazy. Ever since I was in the Navy, they still pay me. If they cut hair, these boys can fade me. Rockin' by, baby, she don't mind I smoke a lot. She said,
okay.
Come on now. Come on, somebody. Bolts and Boards podcast.
This watching the ab up top shit. Okay. Okay.
This the new improved Wayne and Nikki. You know I got a girl, so I prefer you leave no hickeys. It'll get real sticky, deal with me. She wanna get real trippy, ill hippie, still shifty. Put her on ice after she chill with me. Still crazy, ever since I was in the Navy, they still pay me. If they cut hair, these boys can fade me. Rockin' by, baby, she don't mind that I smoke a lot. She said, I got what you need. I said, show me what you got. I am everything they not, but somehow she makes me better. I said, I can make it rain. She said, I can make it wetter. Now I'm twisted. It's going down in Richmond. You can put bananas on the floor. I'm never slipping or tripping. She different. Surprised she ain't got no slaves. How she whipping? sliding through the streets like we on a mission. I attract winners because I'm that nigga. Still wearing ice creams, welcome to Virginia. RVA niggas get all up in your stuff. New skateboard trucks and ice creams in the trunk. And I'm wash shaved up, we can never get enough. In the 804 we trust, you can knock if you buck. Hey, RVA niggas get all up in your stuff. New skateboard trucks and ice creams in the trunk. And I'm wash shaved up, we can never get enough. In the 804 we trust, you can knock if you buck.
Hey, Southside RVA, let's put one in the air. You see the diamonds dancing in the sun off the glare. They talk a lot of shit, but I could never really care. I'm headed to the bank, don't really have that time to spare. A bad bitch, real bitch, I love it here. If you talk slick, you get hit, we never scared. I'm on another level when I'm looking for some trouble. Feeling like a rebel, trying to make this money double. I keep a poker face, but these lames make me chuckle. Could never trust these hoes, could always trust the hustle. Gotta keep it 2 G's like the letters on my buckle. I do it so subtle, got the champagne pouring. Got my money up and then I spit off in the foreign. Good head at night, exotic breakfast in the morning. If you still sleeping on me, hope you choke while you snoring. While you sail on the lips and it make me feel gorgeous.
RVA niggas get all up in your stuff. New skateboard trucks and ice creams in the trunk. And I'm wash shaved up.
Hell yeah, man. They caught the whole thing? Yeah, man. We're about to be on ridiculousness. All right, here we go. Welcome to the Bolts and Boards podcast. How are you today?
Doing well, man. How you doing?
And it's good to finally get connected with you. How's your day been so far?
Been excellent. Usually Thursday is like my intended day off. So like I ain't do much of nothing today, train some kids, but as far as my own personal training, not too much.
I feel that, man. So man, as you know, man, the first round is pretty much done, man, and I wanted to start this podcast off with getting some input, man, from somebody who knows what it takes to step on that hardwood, man. So how you feel about the first round so far?
You know, NBA playoffs my favorite time of year, so I love every bit of it. Only thing is, you know, for me, like, you know, East Coast, like I'm like routine guy, man. So I wake up early in the morning. So them 10:30 starts, like my late show playing tonight, 10:30. I'm gonna be in bed, man. Like I gotta record and then kind of watch it the next day. Like I gotta be in bed. But no, it's my favorite time of year for sure. I'm enjoying all the playoff series and a lot of good like series that some of them I couldn't call. Most of the time, first round, I can pretty much call who's gonna win them. Not this year, man. It's just been a different year all the way around.
I don't know if I'm delirious. I don't know if I'm the East Coast version of a Cowboys fan, but there was something in the air, man. As a New Yorker, man, it felt even. It felt even going in, and then quickly it wasn't even anymore. But let's start there for me, man. What'd you take from the Knicks season this year?
You know what? It's a success, and I think most guys have reiterated that. Most of the analysts and stuff you see on TV, they've been reiterating it. Like, you know, no one know what to expect with the Knicks this season. Maybe that helped or maybe it didn't, but I know Julius Randle. Played with Julius Randle. I know what type of player he is. So, you know, whatever you saw in the playoffs, I mean, you know, it's like a small part of a, you know, very good book. It's like a small chapter of a very good book that was this season, man. They did excellent. Trae Young's just a bad boy, and his style of play like translates to the playoff basketball for the Knicks, where every single possession is going to count and you have to play a certain way. It didn't play to their strengths, you know, for this playoff series. But, man, obviously, in my eyes and in a lot of people's eyes, just a successful season for them.
For sure. I mean, hey, ask us, man. We won the whole thing. You know,
oh, man, that's the whole thing.
The whole thing, man. One more Nick question, man.
Yeah.
What do you think happened to Julius? What do you think it's the crowd? You think it's the first year? What do you think happened there?
Nah, man. I mean, so, you know, when the playoffs come, I mean, this one team, all Atlanta's thinking about is you. They're thinking about the New York Knicks. So they're not preparing for 5 teams in the next 10 days. That's what the regular season is. Regular season, man, almost almost never do you get a team that's, solely focused on you days on end coming in, where they're trying to take away your stars and know all of your sets. In the regular season, man, that's 82 games. That's a lot. And you got 3 different teams you about to play in the next 7 days. You can't spend that much time on one of them. So one is, ATL, and Nate McMillan's an excellent coach. ATL was prepared for him. They made him take the type of shots that you want NBA players to take if you're the defense. Julius Randle, he had a lot of mid-range jump shots he was taking. That's what the game calls for if you're on defense now. That's what you want people taking. So he struggled with that part of it, but I ain't got no problems with Julius, man. I know, his heart, his mindset, his mentality that he learned being in LA with Kobe. So he gonna come back stronger from this, man. His first experience, that's all.
For sure. So take it to the West Coast, man. What's going on with your boys?
You know what? Number one, Phoenix is, number 2 for a reason. Man, like in the start of the series, Jeff Van Gundy said something like great to me. I take all kinds of inspiration from everywhere for my life. And anybody who know Monty Williams, anybody who know the game basketball and know head coach Monty Williams and what he's been through, like on a personal level, you just can't even be mad at Phoenix in the way they is. Lake Show fan, part of the Lake Show organization or not. They're playing amazing, man. And when faced with the challenge of playing the title favorites as the number 2 seed, and that's your first round matchup, Monty Williams is like, man, anything you want in life is on the other side of hard. We don't care who we play. I know the Lake Show's the 7th seed. That's just what it is. We're not going to lose games to get to the 3rd seed, so we don't avoid them. That's not what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? And to their credit, man, like if you remember the bubble last year, they went undefeated in the bubble. They had some momentum going into this season. They had something to look forward to. Then you add Chris Paul, who makes every single thing, every single team, every single player that he touched better. So they added him. And then for the Lake Show, man, I think you saw with the Miami Heat, like the quick turnaround from last season to this season, like they played through all of that. Like that 72 game or 72 day break in between the seasons, that's all they got. Some teams got a lot more rest than that. You may be seeing some mental fatigue from the Lakers. We ain't making no excuses. We're going to try to win tonight, try to 4-7 and see what's what. But, I mean, that Phoenix team is official.
So you, as far as South Bay, what's going on with South Bay? As far as off season right now?
Yeah, off season, one of the longest off seasons we done had. So when COVID hit and our season finished in 2020, the G League had like a 1-month season for our most previous season, of which South Bay opted out. So we've been on the off season since the very start of COVID, man, and won't be back in it until October, like our regular season normally starts. So I am glad that we're back on track to start next season, and I'm just preparing for that, man. That's all I've been doing here. It's a huge thing, man. And you see, it's not just, basketball players. You're seeing it with all athletes, especially. It's a tough thing right now, man. I don't even know if you saw, I'm sure you saw Naomi Osaka and how many people sympathizing with her. Like, you have to, wear these different hats, man. You got to, when you're on that court or you're on that, the clay for tennis, and wherever you are, when you're performing as an athlete, you have to turn the rest of it off. And then, as you say, like, how do you turn it back off and then, be a dad and be a Black man in America? How do you, educate your kids on, what's going on now, so they're informed and, can see the world changing in the right ways and, what they need to be, knowing the knowledge and all they need to be educating themselves on. It's a lot, man. It really is. But you know what? I think during this time, with so much support, it's been a change, man. Like with, we got a mutual friend with, James Harris and his Men to Heal movement. Like, it's been a huge push. Men's Health Month, Mental Health Month last month. Athletes being more comfortable saying, hey, I have problems here. I can't always put it together. To know that we're not alone, to know that, man, it's darn near common. Like, there's nothing wrong with us. It's like other people experience this too. and then to find so much support in that, I'm actually finding more energy, more juice to be all of those things I got to be at any time of the day. So I can be the basketball player, then turn it off and be the, dad at home, that be the husband at home my wife needs me to be. I can educate my kids. Hey, this is what's going on now. I find myself energized in a lot of ways now. I take great encouragement. You mentioned how great a guy LeBron is, man, but I take great encouragement from seeing somebody, there's no one in the public eye more than him. But in any incident, any thing that's happening in our world, especially as it pertains to, blacks and, social justice, racial inequality, like anything he is commenting on, he is engaged in, and then he's going out on the court as a 36-year-old and still looking like the best player out there. Like, I take great encouragement for somebody being able to do that. Like, how in the world, at your age, at your stature, at your scrutiny, can you not just 100,000% just focus on basketball? How can you not just do that? Like, how can you be all these other places and be all these other things? I've been energized, man, with, the involvement of everyone. There's no one sitting on the sidelines anymore. I can even say for myself, man, but before George Floyd, really, I don't know how much you would have seen me, sharing posts and talking about, the Tulsa massacre, Black Wall Street, and all these things that, that's an anniversary too. Yes, of course, all the people who served and lost their lives serving Memorial Day for sure. But this also happened on Memorial Day 100 years ago. Black Wall Street, you know what I'm saying? I was silenced years ago, not even knowing if I could care because I needed to be the basketball player. But now I got to be a lot more than that. And when you start putting your energies into a lot of things, I'm not drained. I don't feel drained right now. I feel energized. We got a lot of support.
So, people handle it different ways. Some people handle it I gotta be angry. Some people handle it I gotta educate. How do you feel? Because we have emotions. We see things, we react. But what's your general vibe of how you're navigating through the waters?
For me, I gotta spend a lot of time in prayer with that, because you can use those emotions, man, to drive you and help you to do something positive with it, no matter what it is. Even if it's anger, frustration, I can turn that into something positive. If it's, my natural, state and calm demeanor and kind of thinking things through before, I say something, and, slow to speak, quick to listen, who I am, that's who I am. But that doesn't mean at times I'm not angry and I want to, give my raw emotion and my raw, kind of reaction to all that's going on. I take that to Christ first. I just take it to him, let him handle that. Let him bring back to me, this is what you do with that. And this is how you can help somebody with it. So that's what it is for me, man. I got to take it upstairs first, because that, helps me process things. I can't vent to Facebook first, what I'm saying? I just can't do that, and for some people, that's their only outlet. That's their only release. That's the only way to get some peace. But, because if you don't process that stuff, man, and you just leave it all in here, that's worse, than even, kind of giving, it out, giving your raw emotions out. But I take my raw emotions upstairs, then I become me. I, process it. Okay, how can I, express what I'm feeling, let others know that, they're not alone in this, anger or whatever feelings they may have, and then put it out in a way that we can move some sort of change, some sort of positive change with it. Yeah, well, so after 2018, after the debut, after the game, that off season for me was, what do I need to do to get into training camp and, kind of have this thing continue? I had no intentions of stopping there. This is your climax, and, that's probably it. You retire. Had no thoughts of that. I, went back at it again next year the hardest way I knew how. I probably went into that off season probably working harder than I ever did. I don't know how smart I worked, but I worked hard. You know what I'm saying? So, and then like you said, you ended up back in the, G League. I didn't even get a, training camp invite. It was straight to the G League again. And I was able to handle that. That's what my mind was anyway. If I didn't get the, training camp invite, well, I know what it is. We going to the G League. We gonna try again. That at this point, that's already wired. I mean, I'm playing ball off purpose, So I mean, it ain't. I mean, it didn't matter to me that team didn't feel like they needed me on the roster. I do understand from a Lakers standpoint, like they were. This was the year they're in the process of trying to, get LeBron to come because the year I played 2018, LeBron wasn't there. So that off season for them was not thinking about the 32 or whatever year old that was trying to make a training camp. They were trying to get LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I got a lot of things going on here in the area, man. I come back every off season because this is my home and because I got a lot of, work with the kids around here in the community, man. Just doing basketball camps over the summer like I always do, training sessions and skills with the kids during the week. I mean, this is from when I get home to when I leave, man. So like I stay in the gym, before we got on in the gym, coming back from the gym. I just love it, man. I enjoy it. I enjoy teaching the game, not necessarily coaching. A lot of people ask me, "You want to coach?" I don't think I'm a coach. I don't know if I want to. I do know I want to teach kids the game, man. It's just a beautiful game. And it's evolving, it's changing. So that part, like that's just another thing that excites me, man. Like basketball is changing. How I trained kids 3-4 years ago is totally different now. How I trained kids a year and a half ago, totally different now. Changing with the game, and kids have been receptive to it. I got some kids that work hard, man. So I just stick with it. I train as much as I can, and I host my annual camps, and just try to get as many kids involved as I can, and kind of go from there. It's the Andre Ingram shooting camp. It is a strictly a shooting specific camp. So when I first came up with it, the guy who runs the gym that I work out at, he was like, man, we know you can do a camp. There are camps around. You teach all these skills. Why don't you make it something specific, tailored towards you, something unique you can offer everyone? And I mean, you know how the game is now, man. Everybody wants to shoot a 3-ball. It's a strength of mine. Like he's like, let's do that. Let's do that. So that's the kind of camp I got, man. It's Andre Ingram shooting basketball camp. I do it over at Cool Spring Rec Center. Registration and stuff is open now at coolspringrec.org. So yeah, man, that's where we at, and it's just strictly shooting. So usually you ain't got a problem with getting people to the gym. You tell them they about to do some shooting.
But listen, man, I appreciate you, man. We love you, man. We're so proud of you, dog.
Sean, appreciate y'all too, man. Love you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Take care.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all too.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for tuning in. Catch y'all next episode. Don't drink and drive. You might spill your drink. All right, peace.